Imagine this. June 28, 1914. A car winds its way through the packed streets of Sarajevo. Inside sits the heir to the mighty Austro-Hungarian throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand. A few moments later, a simple, unplanned wrong turn will alter the course of human history. A young man barely out of his teens steps from the crowd. He raises a pistol and fires 2 shots. Those 2 bullets don't just end the life of an archduke and his wife, they detonate a time bomb that has been ticking for decades, plunging the entire world into a catastrophic war. This is the incredible, almost unbelievable story of how one wrong turn started the First World War. By 1914, Europe was a powder keg just waiting for a spark. It was an age of empires, each one armed to the teeth, bristling with suspicion, and fiercely proud. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, a sprawling mosaic of cultures, was struggling to contain dozens of ethnic groups all yearning for independence. The once mighty Ottoman Empire was crumbling, creating a power vacuum. Germany, the new kid on the block, was rising at an astonishing speed, making established powers like Britain and France extremely nervous. And caught in the middle of this imperial chess match were the Balkans, a region boiling over with fiery nationalism. Serbia, in particular, had a grand dream: to unite all Slavic peoples under its flag. This dream directly threatened Austria-Hungary, which ruled over millions of Serbs and other Slavs. To the old empire in Vienna, Serbia was a dangerous troublemaker, a spark that could ignite their entire multi-ethnic state. And in the summer of 1914, that spark was about to meet the perfect fuel. On that fateful day, June 28th, Archduke Franz Ferdinand arrived in Sarajevo. At the time, Sarajevo was the capital of Bosnia, a territory that Austria-Hungary had recently annexed, much to the fury of neighboring Serbia. The Archduke's visit was meant to be a show of force, a display of imperial control. But for Serbian nationalists, it was a profound insult, a slap in the face. The timing couldn't have been more provocative. June 28th is a sacred day for Serbs, known as Vidovdan. It commemorates the 1389 Battle of Kosovo, a pivotal and tragic event in Serbian history where they lost their independence to the Ottoman Empire. For the Archduke to parade through a Slavic city on that specific day was seen as an unforgivable act of arrogance. A secret, ultra-nationalist group, known by the ominous name the Black Hand, decided he had to die. They recruited 7 young men for the deadly mission. One of them was a frail 19-year-old student named Gavrilo Princip. Armed with pistols and small bombs supplied by sympathetic officers in the Serbian military, the assassins took their positions along the planned motorcade route through Sarajevo. At about 10 past 10 in the morning, the plan was set in motion. The first assassin, Nedeljko Kabrinović, saw his chance and threw a grenade directly at the Archduke's car. But it wasn't a clean hit. The bomb bounced off the car's folded convertible roof, rolled under the vehicle behind it, and exploded. The blast injured several officers, but the Archduke and his wife were unharmed. The first attempt had failed spectacularly. In the chaos, Kabrinović tried to take his own life. He swallowed a cyanide pill, but the poison was old and only made him violently ill. He then leaped into the nearby Miljacka River to drown himself, but it was the dry season, and the water was only a few inches deep. He was quickly pulled out and arrested. With the first assassin captured and the Archduke's convoy speeding away, most people, including the royal party, believed the danger was over. They were tragically wrong. After the shocking attack, the local governor, Oskar Potirek, pleaded with the Archduke to scrap the rest of the day's events and leave the city immediately. But Franz Ferdinand was a stubborn man. He refused. Instead, he insisted on going to the hospital to visit the officers who had been wounded by the bomb. So around 10:45 a.m., the Archduke and his wife Sophie climbed back into their open-top car. A new route was decided upon, one that would avoid the city center and take them straight to the hospital. Crucially, this change of plans was not communicated to everyone. The driver, Leopold Loika, had not been told the route was different. As they drove, he did what he was originally supposed to do. He made a right turn onto Franz Joseph Street. Governor Potirek, sitting in the car with them, immediately shouted, "What is this? This is the wrong way." We're supposed to go straight. The driver slammed on the brakes. The car stalled. And right there, by the sheerest, most unbelievable coincidence, standing on the corner was Gavrilo Princip. He had been standing outside a deli, disheartened, believing the mission had failed. Now the target he had come to kill had stopped, just 5 feet away from him. Princip couldn't believe his luck. He didn't hesitate. He stepped forward, drew his FN Model 1910 pistol, and fired 2 shots into the stationary car. One bullet hit Sophie in the abdomen. The other struck Franz Ferdinand in the neck, severing his jugular vein. The Archduke's last words were a desperate plea to his dying wife. "Sophie, Sophie, don't die. Stay alive for our children." But it was too late. Both were dead within minutes. The news of the assassination sent shockwaves across Europe. But initially, no one thought it would lead to a full-blown war. After all, political assassinations, sadly, weren't that uncommon at the turn of the century. But for Austria-Hungary, this was the final straw. Convinced that the Serbian government was behind the plot, and with the full backing of their powerful ally, Germany, they saw this as the perfect opportunity to crush Serbia once and for all. On July 23rd, Austria-Hungary delivered an ultimatum to Serbia. It was a list of 10 brutally harsh demands, deliberately designed to be impossible for any sovereign nation to accept. To everyone's surprise, Serbia agreed to almost all of them. But they refused one key point: allowing Austrian police to operate inside Serbian territory to investigate the assassination. For Austria-Hungary, that was all the justification they needed. On July 28, 1914, exactly 1 month after those 2 shots were fired, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. What followed was a catastrophic chain reaction, as Europe's complex web of alliances kicked in like a row of falling dominoes. Russia, seeing itself as the protector of the Slavic peoples, mobilized its massive army to defend Serbia. In response, Germany declared war on Russia. Then, knowing France was Russia's ally, Germany declared war on France too. When German troops invaded neutral Belgium to outflank the French army, Great Britain, honoring a treaty to protect Belgian neutrality, entered the war against Germany. In just 1 terrifying week, a regional dispute had exploded into a continental catastrophe. The world had spiraled into the deadliest conflict humanity had ever witnessed. World War I would rage for over 4 years. More than 30 nations would be dragged into the fight. By the time it was over, more than 16 million people, soldiers and civilians, were dead. Empires that had dominated the globe for centuries, the Austro-Hungarian, the Ottoman, the Russian, and the German, all crumbled into dust. The map of Europe was completely redrawn, and the bitter peace that followed created the very conditions that would lead to an even more devastating conflict, World War II, just 2 decades later. And it all began because a driver took a wrong turn, and a 19-year-old assassin happened to be standing in the right place at the absolute worst moment in history. 2 gunshots in Sarajevo. A wrong turn that led to a world at war. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the biggest turning points in history don't hinge on grand strategies or powerful leaders, but on the smallest of chances, the most random of moments, and the most tragic of mistakes. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the moments that shaped our world. See you next time.